Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to episode 45 of the Casual Weebs podcast. Winter 2025 is here. But we actually have to start it off with an apology. I gotta take ownership for this one. I gotta take ownership for this one. We came out with a video, previewing the Winter 2025 season and going over like the biggest hits that are gonna be coming in, some possible sleepers. But I left out a huge anime. I completely missed it, and to my defense, the entire internet forgot about this anime, which is honestly devastating, but the story of its life. It's pathetic, but ladies and gentlemen, in Winter 2025, we are getting Season 3 of Link Clink. Fuck, idiot. Link Click. Link Click. We're getting Season 3 of Link Click. It's absolutely awesome. I love the anime. Everyone else just thinks it's invisible. I recommend it to so many people, and I recommend anime to so many people all the time. And they watch it, they love it. Great. Awesome. I love that. Recommend Link Click. No one fucking watches it. It's invisible. Like, I can't get anybody to watch it. The fact that like the internet completely forgot about this anime is bullshit. I met somebody, was hanging out with them, talking with them. Their profile picture is the MC. I'm like, oh my god, like, do you watch that anime? And it was like long lost brothers being reunited. You know what I mean? It was
Hell
like,
yeah.
yo, like, let's go. We were talking about how the season 2 finale was like the craziest cliffhanger ever. Like, it should be illegal. It was fucked up. And then not a word of season 3. So I, of course, Googled any announcements for season 3. Right? This was like a month ago. Like, literally the only thing that was posted was the latest thing was from the beginning of 2024, saying that there might be an announcement about a new season in 2025. And then I look, and then the season 3 is dropping. Like, it's absolute bullshit. I'm absolutely loving it. And then we also had a bunch of amazing animes drop as well as Solo Leveling, the Fate series. So we are going to be getting into them as well. The reason why I actually was able to see Link Click and that it actually dropped was because I was up at like 4 a.m., editing a video. You guys should go check it out. It's recapping the 2024 anime season, going over all the biggest hits from the winter, spring, summer, and fall seasons, as well as some sleepers. So if you want to check out what was the best hits from last year, that'd be an awesome video for you. And if you're also interested in the anime awards, we have videos coming out soon. That is also a great refresher of everything that has dropped this past year. And dude, 2024 was an amazing year, but 2025 is going to be awesome. And I think we got to talk about a certain anime to start this video off for 2025, and that is Solo Leveling. It delivered. Episode 1, I'm all for. I was like, yo, this impressed me.
Yeah, dude, I'm really glad they came in like hot. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
came on like 100 miles an hour. Really good episode. I kind of wish I would have went back and watched like the end of season 1 or the second half because like you gotta like catch up with some of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were coming in super hot right away. Like all those people following the original like A rank hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was kind of cool to see like the stakes super high and like they're already losing people. Um, and then obviously with the arrival of Huang or however you say that dude's name. The Korean names are definitely tougher. um, yeah, but like it's definitely gonna be off to a really fast start, I think.
Yeah.
Especially like in episode 2.
Well, it's gonna be awesome too, because I think what I realized as well is that we like looked at him. He's like, oh, dude, he's like super OP. Well, we're finally also seeing him against tougher opponents. We're seeing him against like a what could be theoretically a B rank dungeon, because they said it's supposed to be C, but when it's like the red door or whatever, it becomes like higher. So they become more aggressive, tougher opponents. And of course, there's no support or no help, which is rough. But yeah, seeing him against the tougher opponents is definitely more interesting. Seeing, first of all, too, Igris at Igris's like full form was badass. Because remember, Igris was like very honorable, and Jinwoo was like, "Yo, like let's just fight with daggers, bro." You know what I mean? He was kind of like, "Yeah, let's tone it down a little bit," and that's where he had the chance and he was able to kill Igris. But yeah, if Igris was using his sword, dude, no way would our boy win. Like, oh, dude, he
Yeah,
gets
he even
smoked.
says that too. He even like admits it, which I thought was pretty cool. Cause yeah, that was my first thought. I'm like, dude, Iris is way more badass than I remember.
Dude, but he even said he's like even at my current level, because he's leveled up a shit ton since then. He's like I don't think I'd still be able to take him. Like he's just an absolute mutant.
Yeah, dude, and that like finishing blow when he takes that bear's head off, oh, so sick. I thought that was badass.
Bro, he dismembered that bear. Like it was nothing. It was awesome. It was so cool. But yo, give it props to also that green-eyed girl. I don't know her name. She is someone who's very intelligent, because first of all, she decided she saw that Jinwoo saw the arrow and caught it, and she's like, okay, something's up with him. He seems stronger than he's letting on. Right, so she has
Mm.
the intelligence to be like, okay, I'm not gonna judge him as, oh, he's an E rank, he's dog shit, he's dead. Let's have fun, bud. You know what I mean? And kind of like brand him in a way that everyone else did. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go with him actually. Like you're saying they're E ranks and C ranks and they're gonna die, so you're sending them off to their funerals. But it's like I actually think he's gonna survive, so I'm gonna go with him, right? Because she even said she's like that A rank didn't even see the arrow. But what she didn't mention either is that no one saw Jinwoo catch the arrow. You know what I mean? Like you didn't see it either, but at least
Yeah.
you caught him. At least you saw that he saw that. You know what I mean? And she's super humble because she sat there and like they're going through and she's like, hey guys, there's a bunch of bear claws. Like we should probably get out of here. Like there's a bunch of those bears here. And he's like, oh well, that's why we're here because if this is their territory, they are the highest ranked monsters in this area. We can deal with them. She was like humble enough to be like, oh, you're right. I didn't think that far ahead. That's actually very smart. I think this green-eyed girl, I hope she has the best hunter career out there because she's crazy intelligent. She has great intuition. She has great sight, and she's like humble. Like she's not like this egotistical narcissistic fuck. Like I wish the absolute best for her. If she dies, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, no, that you make a really good point. She is like humble, and there's like definitely an aspect
Mm-hmm.
of egos with a lot of these big name hunters and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're right, she's the only one who caught kind of like Jinwoo isn't really letting on, how strong he is. Which I forgot. Yeah, he wants to keep all that stuff hidden. So it'll be really interesting to see like how this all plays out and how they explain it, because those dudes are waiting outside of the gate as well. But yeah, the green eyed chick, I can't remember her name. She's definitely smart, and like I think they foreshadowed that well early on.
Yeah, and like that's the crazy thing is that like he's trying to keep that a secret because obviously reawakening is like rough. Like that's going to get a lot of people's attention and it's going to cause a scene. And he's like trying to stay away from that. But you have the S ranks that are outside that gate waiting for him. Just like a refresh from season one. That one guy's after him because his brother's dead because of Jinwoo. You remember?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right,
that's
dude.
why he's after him.
Okay.
So the one S rank is there because he thinks that he could be reawakened. He's like, I think this guy's a reawakened guy. I'm interested. I need to look into this. The other guy's just after him because he's like, oh, that's the motherfucker that was with my brother, and my brother's dead, but you're alive. That's interesting. So only one of them knows. The other one's kind of just a little on the slower on the uptake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then the brother was the one guy who led that dungeon and tried to screw them over so they could get more like treasure and stuff.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
he definitely coming in as a villain right away.
Well, it's actually crazy because again, like going back and like looking at the clips and getting clips for that video was awesome because like it was so much work because I had to rewatch pretty much every goddamn season that came out in 2024. But I
Yeah.
being able to refresh on a lot of these animes and a lot of these seasons was awesome because don't forget, remember when Jinwoo killed those 6 guys? That was so fucking badass, bro. When the one
Super
guy
sick.
got in his face, he's like, "You're an E rank, you're dog shit," and Zumo just slit the throat without even like just like boom. Actually, he decapitated him. It was like, dude, like I cannot wait for this season because the action in this anime is amazing. It is so good. So I cannot wait to see like how the secondary cast kind of like comes back around because that's something where like we were introduced to a lot of people, but we didn't see him interact with them. Like that blonde hair S rank, everyone keeps like drooling over that blonde hair girl, but like I like the way that people were like throwing themselves at her. I'm like, oh my god, new waifu, she's amazing. I'm like, we didn't get any screen time for her in season one, so I think that she's been apparently going to become a huge aspect later on in the series. Hopefully, we see more of her in season two. But then also his sister's friend or classmate. We're seeing her a lot more now, where we thought she'd be a bigger impact in season one, but she went along with them on that raid when they put that squad together. But now we're starting to see her more as he's kind of taking her under his wing, and they're kind of
Yeah,
like
like
interacting more.
yeah, my bad. I think he can like empathize with her being weak and being like an E rank.
Yeah,
So I'm sure she'll kind of be like one of the main part of the cast, like a main part of the cast, I guess. But I also forgot, like now that you mention it, there's that like super dark side of Jinwoo that's like really sick. You know what I mean? Like he does kind of feel.
yeah.
I mean, he feels like slighted, but he definitely got his revenge in season one. So hopefully we get a couple more of those moments because that shit is awesome.
Well, remember when he faced that one assassin dude, and who it was like a higher rank. I think it was an A rank guy or B rank,
Yeah, the B rank dude.
and he was like an assassin, and he was coming after him and trying to kill him in the dungeon, and he unlocked the murderous intent. Like there actually is like a screw loose in Jinwoo's head. Like he is kind of
Yeah.
like there's a part of him that's like kind of a psychopath. Like he's kind of snapped a little bit. Like he killed those 6 guys without giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Like it's kind
True
of a
that.
more of him just kind of being like, oh, you guys slighted me, I'm coming after you. Like nah, like he's a little off the sauce. Like there's something more there, but like yeah, like because he even said to her, he's like yeah, you know, being an E rank, you can't make a living off of that, right? How many times has he been told that? You know what I mean? Hearing that probably pissed him off, which is why he kind of said it to her, had her be like, "Fuck you, I don't care." And he's like, "That's what I wanted to hear. Come on, let me train you a little bit, see what you can do, and stuff like that." So it'll be interesting to see if she becomes stronger as well, because that's something we actually said in the podcast all the way back then last year, where we kind of wonder if she's gonna have a reawakening, kind of like he did, or if other people will.
That is a really good point, and I think that would make like sense since he's kind of the teacher, or she'll at least get stronger, which would be cool. Um, I definitely think some of the guilds will be like those big players will be a bigger part of this season.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're right, we literally got no action on that blonde haired guild member, but really we didn't get to see much of any of them. That dude in the red suit as well. It'll be cool to kind of see how some of those big players like fit into season two and like kind of what side they're on or what their goals are.
Well, that started to ramp up at the end of season one. Because remember that island that started getting put into play more as well. So we're kind of wondering, like, is that what's going to happen afterwards? They kind of get out of this dungeon, kind of realize Jinwoo's a little bit stronger. Definitely not. He can't hide it anymore now because you have S ranks at the door waiting for you. You know what I mean? It's gonna be kind of hard to to get past that. But you know, is that going to be taken into account where now he goes to the island, or you know, there's a lot of mystery. That's what's cool about being an anime only watcher is that like you don't know what's next. So it's very exciting, and I'm very excited for season two. Season two looks like it's gonna be absolutely amazing. The story looks really good. The action's insane, and again, it's like we can finally be on the same page as everyone. We're like, yeah, this anime is fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Like this is where the hype came from. You know what I mean? Because that's what I heard. Season two is like onwards is where the hype for Solo Leveling came from. What made it so like this is an amazing anime type of thing. So I'm really excited to like be on the same page now.
Dude, I'm super excited. I mean, even the first episode, we got like really good action.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had that A rank dude running away screaming. Like there were really good moments. And we got like a lot of, like you said, mystery. There's like plot lines from season one that we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna probably explore more. So I'm super excited, and I'm with you. It feels like the hype is justified now. We can fully get on board.
Yeah, so hey, let's not go too far ahead. Hopefully season two delivers. You know
Yes,
what I
true.
mean? You know what I mean? This is the first episode. It's a great start, but yeah, I'm really excited for this. I want to love Solo Leveling, and it seems like it's like yo, it's actually gonna like hit really hard because like dude, the action in this episode was insane. It was so good. Like him fighting all those bears, like that was awesome. Seeing his army was really cool. It's like, dude, I just can't wait to also see him go and get some S ranks and see what the S ranks can do because we haven't really seen what they can do either.
Yeah, seeing some of these new like abilities and like what other people can do, I think is really exciting as well. And it feels like they're gonna bring that in super early in the season, which is perfect.
Yeah, so I can't wait. Maybe episode two we're gonna see the boss fight because like that's the only way to get out is from the boss dying. So we'll see. I'm really excited for the season though.
Dude, I can't wait. It'll be cool to see kind of like, you know, like Igris and kind of what Jinwoo does and like what powers he gets and all that stuff. I'm super excited. So this like boss fight should be pretty good.
Yeah, but season two is gonna be insane. I'm really excited for it. Fate. Let's talk about that. That is something that I
Ooh.
am so excited for, dude. I swear to God. Okay, we watched the movie, right? 55-minute episode. You know, kind of start things off. You know, a little appetizer for the series, and then episode one. We need somebody. We're not gonna be that somebody. We need somebody, and always in Fate to just explain the very beginning, because Fate always just jumps straight into it, and then you're sitting there like, what the fuck is going on?
So
Like
true,
this
bro.
looks amazing. This seems amazing, but I am so lost. You know what I mean? Like I just need someone to be like, "Hey man, like here's what's going on. Here's this person. Here's that person. Here's what they're trying to do." And I'm like, "All right, makes sense. I got it." You know what I mean? So great animation, great start. Yeah, I'm lost.
Yeah, and like I feel like it took even the movie, like if you didn't watch some of the previous series, like I
Hmm.
feel like you might not recognize some of these characters, or it's like how did they, come into play? Like everybody recognizes like Saber and Gilgamesh and like Lancer sometimes, but yeah, if I feel like if you're not like a hardcore or even like the visual novels, like if you haven't read this, it's extremely difficult to like follow in the beginning. Looks really badass, but yeah, definitely confusing.
Dude, like, okay, is the green chick Mother Nature?
In Kidnu or whatever his name is.
I
I
guess so.
guess that's I guess he's like the embodiment of nature, like that's or her, him, her, they, I don't know.
Yeah.
like the guy that fights Gilgamesh, but at the same time, like is he a hero from time? I thought they all had to be like from a certain period
But at the
historically.
same time, they yelled at that guy like, how fucked up are you trying to like resurrect a god? Like even this game has its rules that you can't do that. So they were trying to summon some godlike being, and then Mother Nature kind of pops right in, where it's like, what is this? You know what I mean? And they act very much like it. We're like, I want to protect the forest. You know what I mean? The desert hates me. The desert's like dead, which would explain like desert would hate Mother Nature. You know what I mean? And the whole thing for life. And by the way, a fucking dog is now a master. Like,
Yeah,
what is
yo.
going on here? Like, they got a dog that's just summoning shit now. Like, this is like so confusing, but so good at the same time. Like, I'm so intrigued.
Yeah, and like I feel like I've watched a lot of Fate,
Mm-hmm.
through the years, and like there's enough like returning characters and like kind of like OGs in the series. It feels like it'll be really good. I haven't really seen much like promotion or hype about it, so I don't really know, the people that have read the visual novel side of it. Like I don't know if it's really good or not, but episode one's off to a really good start, and like they just kind of bombard you with like all the new like masters and servants, and like the fight scene was really sick, Excalibur, but up until that point it was like, dude, what am I watching? What is going
I thought
on?
you meant the nuke. I thought, like, okay, so here's the thing. It all makes sense to me, except for Saber, right? Because the thing is that Saber is literally just the class type. It's not like necessarily a
I
person, but
know.
we all call her Saber because that's what she's been in like every movie. But like Saber or
So
like
true.
that girl is now a master, and now we have someone else because that's what they said. They're like, okay, we're here in America, we're creating a fake Holy Grail war. That's the whole thing about it, is that it's fake. It's not like the true one, but yet it somehow still works. I don't know how, but the Grail's like, fuck it, I'm down, kill people, let's do it. That's what it kind of seems. The Grail seems bloodthirsty because that is the trophy gets embodied by the blood of the servants that die throughout the war. That's why there needs to be death, right? So I guess somehow the Grail plays along with this fake game, and then we have the fake Holy Grail War. And they even said that instead of 7 servants like we typically do, we have 6 this time because Saber's OP as fuck, so we're getting rid of it to make it more interesting. So Saber's gone. So the girl who's typically Saber is now somehow a master, and then we had the other King Arthur because that's who it is. Saber is Saber's King Arthur, right? With
Yeah,
Excalibur and
like
shit like that. And
I
now
guess I don't know who like Arturia Pendragon is supposed to be. You know what I mean? That should be King Arthur, but now we have like the male version of it. So I was like,
exactly. That's what's
maybe
so confusing. So now the Saber King Arthur that's now a master is now summoning another King Arthur, but they're not a Saber because the Saber class isn't in this war. So now there's something else. They're another class, which also doesn't make sense because Excalibur is not invisible now, like it typically is. So they're not the Saber class, but they're a
yeah.
different class. So that's the part where like I'm like, what the fuck is fate? It makes no sense to me.
It's so funny because I feel like whoever was like drawing up the storyboard, they're like, yeah, let's take Saber and just like put her in a schoolgirl outfit. Someone's like glasses, and everyone's like, phenomenal start. We're off to a great start
Promoted,
here.
promoted.
Hell yeah. But the only thing I could really pick up from like all these random higher ups in like the Mage
Mm-hmm.
Association and whoever that dark haired dude is, I forget his name already, but um is that this like fake grail ritual that they used like eliminated the saber class because it was like incorrect and it was failed, but it still is almost complete. So like now you're missing the saber class, which
They said it was
how
like too overpowered. They said it was too. It was like guaranteed to win nearly every time, so they didn't want it in it anymore.
which I mean she went obviously she wins in Fate Zero. That's like why Saber's famous. But at the same
Yeah,
time, like or wins, I guess you could call it. But like wouldn't I just don't understand how she's like a human being now or a master.
that's
You know what I
exactly
mean?
like I kind of get it to a certain point. Like okay, so from what I'm gathering here is that you have two kind of like sides. Well, there's multiple sides and parties and interests involved in this war, but the two main ones that we're seeing in episode 1 of the movie is that one group wants to expose it to the world, wants it to be a spectacle, this whole grand thing, which is why they keep making a public scene over everything, right? Where they're like, oh, let's have a fight in the desert and like a nuke goes off. Let's do certain kind of summonings and stuff like that and bring in certain type of people, and then you have another group that's trying to cover it all up. They don't want anybody to know, they're like, hey, this is like a private thing. It's not this whole spectacle. Do not get the public involved, because then it's gonna be a fucking mess, right? So you have one group who's like, oh, let's have fun. Like, it's that one girl who, like, I feel like is a servant, but isn't. It's like she doesn't seem real. She seems like she's someone who's spawned in.
She's like one of the Eisenberg or Einburn. I forget.
I
I
guess.
gotta brush up on my family names here in Fate. But she's from that like family, which again, does it matter if you know that or not? I mean, it makes sense, but like that's like going back kind of to Fate
I
Zero.
guess it does
Like
because I wasn't sure if she's a spawn, like she was summoned or not. You know what I mean? But you're saying she's real. She's a part of that family.
she should be, yeah, but like her nature and like personality does not go along with like anybody I would know. So it's got to be like something new. You know what I mean? Or like
Yeah.
they're playing against what you know the families for, like the old characters like Saber.
So she's the one who's like, oh, I want to make a show of all this. She's like, I want it to be very fun, very interesting. She's like, I want it to be like a movie. She's like, I want it to be like a TV show. You know what I mean? Because like, if the one not Saber King Arthur dude got arrested, she's like, that's the first time that's ever happened. She's like, get the popcorn, boys. This is a good time. You know what I mean? Like, this has never happened before. So like, that's what's kind of happening from that point of view. You then also have some people that are like a religious following to it, of like the ones that summoned what's his face, Gilgamesh. Um and that was actually interesting. Gilgamesh is taking a liking to the girl, saying like, "Hey, you should like promise me you're gonna be a kid. You know what I mean? Let me do everything. You go out, have fun. You shouldn't be this strong." Is like kind of like how he's like kind of saying it's like your childhood is important. Like don't ruin it trying to die in this war. So that's kind of like interesting how like because he's like very like all about himself. How like he kind of like took that liking to her and was kind of like, oh shit, like Gilgamesh is like kind of cool. You know what I mean? But yeah, we have some of the other parties being involved, and like it kind of makes sense, but it kind of doesn't. I still don't fully get that one dude who like has like I think it's the black haired dude or is it blue hair who fights the old dude in the beginning, which is hilarious by the way. He's like, "This is America," and then gets lit up by a militia. Like, all right, the
Yeah.
memes are writing themselves, but like he's like thinking that he's very smart, but like he isn't. I think he's the creator of the fake Grail War, is what it kind of seems like. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like the I don't even know like who he works for, what his position is, but like this like police chief figure dude.
No, no, the other kid, the blue haired one. The one who fought the old dude in the very beginning, pretended to be his apprentice.
Yes.
That
Yes.
guy, yeah. He was
Like
there when the wolf summoned the green person, the Mother Nature
yeah,
person.
like I don't know kind of how like the priesthood or like the church plays into the Grail War, but like there's always been that like religious figure
Yeah.
like Kirei was in the beginning, in Fate Zero. But yeah, it's interesting and like even in Fate Babylon, like Gilgamesh kind of turns a corner and like is cool with the main cast at the end of it and like works with them. So like I'm kind of guessing he will be like a little friendlier or like maybe not as like um super self-absorbed, but I do love that about him. But like
Yeah.
that'll kind of make for like an interesting plot, but it's kind of hard to tell because like I don't really know like where these people are coming from. You have all these different factions and like people trying to accomplish certain things. Like um, who's like the gambler dude? He's got like the crazy teeth. Like I don't even know who those people
Oh,
are.
I don't know who that is, but that reminds
That
me
was
though.
sick.
I fucking called the other guy Jack the Ripper. I called that. I don't know why, but like he's like talking like, "Is that like Jack the Ripper or some shit?" He's like, he says he's Jack the Ripper. I'm like, "Yo, fuck yeah, I got that, dude."
Hell yeah.
That blonde kid is gonna be so interesting because apparently he's like a low key prodigy. How he's able to just like sneak in and like listen in on. Oh, by the way, his master also being the oh, dude, okay, okay. See, there's too much to Fate. It's just so fucking confusing, but at the same time so good. So, okay, the blonde kid's master is the kid from the one Fate movie. It might have been Fate Zero, like one of the other endings. Like he I don't know his servant, but it was the big muscular redhead dude who loved video games and eating chips.
Damn, who is that?
It,
It's
it was
Kandar?
Ryder. They called him Ryder. He was the Ryder. So,
Yeah.
that kid who was a really smart student is the blonde kid's professor. I'm like, oh, that's so sick that he's in the show. That's so sick that we have that like one little carryover. I'm like, I like that. He's now older. He's now, you know what I mean. He's been a part of the games because when he brought up that he's like, oh, I want to be friends with the servants. It had that flashback. I'm like, oh my god, that's him. Like, because he became friends with Ryder, and he didn't expect that. You know what I mean? And like, Ryder dying was like so like kind of like heavy on him. You know, so like I thought that brought me back to like I don't know that kind of like flashback. I was like, yo, that kind of hit. The blonde kid though, being as good as he is gonna be insane too. Where he was able to like sneak in, he's able to like eavesdrop, and like he's very assassin like because he's like kind of like spy like. How he's able to like do all that without being detected, and I love how he's like so carefree. Like he gets Jack the Ripper, summons him in broad daylight, and he's like, "Yeah, let's take a nap. Like let's just chill out." So I'm really interested to see how he's gonna do that. He's gonna be such a wild card. You know he's gonna make it to the end. They're just
Oh
building him
yeah.
up way too much.
Yeah, you kind of get a feeling for like who's going to be the main players, but I'm literally just looking through like some of the like the main characters in this, and then I wonder how long it'll take me for me to start calling her Ayaka, because that's like what Saber's character name is.
Oh, is it?
It-
Okay.
It's so hard not to call, just refer to her as Saber. But like, dude, we literally got bombarded with like characters, masters, servants. Like,
This whole
I'm like
fake
literally,
war. It's like, how do we keep track?
it is a lot. Like, I'll probably go back and watch that first episode before the second episode comes
Mm-hmm.
out, which everyone's complaining about the release schedule. So I'm a little worried. I'm a little concerned, but
Why? What's wrong with the release schedule?
I just like, I don't know. The same kind. Oh, I didn't want to see that. Never mind. Oof, that was not good.
Accidental spoiler.
Yep, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. Okay, anyway. Yeah, there's just like a million characters. Fuck.
But if it
Um,
was a Fate spoiler, but then you might not understand it. You know what I mean? That's a good thing about Fate being confusing as fuck is that you can show me something and I still won't get it.
well, if did you watch Babylon?
No.
It's a bit grindy. I really liked it though, because it's like all about Gilgamesh, like back in like ancient times or whatever. Him
Yeah.
and Enkidu or whatever are friends, and they kind of ruled together. So like, I wonder how much of that like Babylon stuff they're gonna pull.
Probably a
If it'll be,
lot.
yeah, like I don't want to say like would it help you if you had watched it? Sure, it might make a little more sense, but I did, and I'm still kind of struggling. So it's super interesting though. Like I'm really excited for it, but yeah, I'm like we just got bombarded with
Well,
characters.
like the
Like
thing
who are all
is
these
that like
people?
I kind of get it. The only part, because like first of all, it's a story. You know what I mean? It's gotta like we're not supposed to get everything because we're supposed to like learn it and get the information as it goes on. You know what I mean? But certain things are just so confusing at the start. Like Fate always has the most confusing. We're gonna throw you into the middle of the absolute fucking wilderness type of starts because it's like the whole thing that I can't wrap my head around is Saber. Like how was she summoned in? Because she was summoned in and then she became a master. You know what I mean? And like I feel like they just changed the rules with each series. Like the rules don't exist. If you think that there's an understanding in the set code of the Grail Wars, it's fucking bullshit. Like it does like they just randomly change stuff. You know what I mean? And they even say that the Grail is the one that consciously does what it wants. It kind of dictates. It wants
Yeah,
the outcome that it wants. You know what I mean? And it will change things to adhere to that.
it is like kind of confusing. I don't really know like kind of how they put Saber or Ayaka in this position,
Yeah.
but like a lot of these series are like I would just say they're like different series because they are different. There's like different rules and stuff, and they almost feel like independent in this like universe of Fate. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But like this definitely feels the same way, where it like it's different because you have all this like um, fake Grail stuff and fake servants. But I
Yeah.
guess that obviously plays into like the title, so I'm sure that's a theme we'll be like learning and figuring out as the season goes on.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's confusing as shit, but it looks very interesting. I cannot wait for the second episode.
100%.
Like, I actually like can't wait for the second episode. But yeah, dude, this anime season looks insane. It's a great start. Fate was awesome. Link Click was awesome, and then Solo Leveling was also awesome. So I'm excited for next week when we get stuff like Sakamoto Days, stuff like Apothecary Diaries is coming up. Like I'm stoked. It's gonna be an awesome season. Is there anything you else want to add to this?
I'm also in that party of people that was like, "Oh yeah, Link Click looks sick." You're like, "Yeah, you should watch it," and then I never watched it. You know
Bro,
what I
it's
mean?
like it's just one of those things where like it literally is just like invisible to a lot of people. Like how the hell does no one like on the internet report that is coming out? Like literally I looked it up a month ago And literally in the beginning of 2024, they're like, "Hey, maybe we'll get like an announcement of some of like a time frame of the third season in the beginning of 2025." No, we got season 3 in 2025. You asshole! Like, how is it not brought up? How is it not mentioned? You know what I mean? So like, I don't know what it is, but I guess some people are like, "Hey, you have to have a special blessing to watch it." Go watch it. See if you have the special blessing. I'm telling you, like, it's solid. The first 2 episodes are but then after the other ones, then the first 2 episodes become good because you don't understand them at first. But like, trust me, it's good. It's also a little weird though because it's Chinese and like, dude, it is wildly different going from listening to Japanese to Chinese. It's just so different. Like, I need them to bring out the Japanese dub, like not even the English dub. You can bring out the
Yeah,
Japanese dub. That's what I need.
and like well, never mind. I'll say that for later. But yeah,
Wait,
like
what?
I just watched Squid Games too, like
Oh
like
yeah,
fucking all over the place. It's like so hard to understand.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I feel like this week kind of opens up. We get like a few more huge premieres, and
Mm-hmm.
feels like our list will be a little fuller this week. So very very excited for some of these episodes to drop, and some of these second episodes as well.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. 2025, like especially the winter part, is going to be absolutely electric, and I can't wait. Because boys, it's like next week or the week after. Like we're doing awards now. That's gonna be fun.
Yo,
That's
I'm
gonna be a
super
ton of
excited
fun.
for that.
Same.
And like you were saying, it's really cool to like go back and see like in the earlier parts of the year, it's like, oh, I love this, or like this was super popular, stuff like that. So I'm super excited.
Dude, like seeing like a lot of Clash from the Late stuff was reminding me of like our conversations about it, and dude, like that shit was so funny. Because who was it that we were like pumping his tires the entire season? We're like, dude, this guy's awesome.
Koenji, baby,
Koenji.
Koenji, yes, my goat.
Bro, I added that scene where Quenji grabs a kid and throws him. We talked about that for like 30 minutes. I was like, dude, like honestly, it's such a great year of anime. We have another great year ahead of us, and I'm just stoked. It's gonna be kind of nice with the awards putting a final like close. You know, that final chapter to a great year.
Yeah, absolutely. 2024 was the best year I think as an anime fan I've ever had, but 2025 is shaping up to be quite the competition.
I was
So
about to say like I was just getting clips looked at Blood War, Thousand Year Blood War for Bleach. It looks fucking insane. It looks
it's incredible, dude.
so good. Like honestly, when you look at like anime of the year, I'm watching Bleach and I'm loving it right now. But like I gotta catch up. Like low key, like I haven't even seen it. I kind of think that Bleach should win anime of the year. With that animation, looks absolutely spectacular. People saying it's paced well and like dude, it's gotta hit. It's gotta be up there.
I watched that first like core of it, the first season of
Mm-hmm.
Thousand Year Blood War, but I stopped watching it just because I want to go like literally binge it from start to finish once it's done. But like from what I saw, the story stuff is really cool too, and like some of the OGs they bring back, but
Yeah.
the animation, it's like top tier. I would say like Demon Slayer good. That
Dude,
shit is
yeah.
incredible.
Like, dude, I go and I see it. So I'm like, all right, let's grab a couple clips because I mentioned in the video. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is a big
Yeah.
three anime? Like, oh my god! Like, yo, it blew me away. I was like, yo, this like, I gotta catch. Like, I was watching it and like enjoying it and like making my way up. But I'm like, I gotta speed run this. I gotta get this shit done like in like a week or two. We have a little bit of free time
Oh
before
yeah.
things start ramping up. I gotta get it done then because like, dude, it looks that good. It looks spectacular.
Dude, I cannot wait to watch it. I've like done a really good job of not spoiling it. I
Hmm.
mean, Bleach is pretty like simple to like figure out who's gonna win. Ichigo, he always does. You know what I mean?
It's
But
shonen,
like,
yeah.
yeah, but like the way they go about it is honestly incredible. I'm super happy to hear that you're liking Bleach because once you get to Thousand Year Blood War, you're gonna be like, this is fucking peak cinema.
I gotta say this like hands down. As someone who watched the entirety of Naruto, obsessed over it, and maybe obsessed with anime, and who has started and gotten a good way through both Bleach and One Piece, the whole debate of the big three so stupid. All three of them are the big three for a reason. They are all three just so good. I love the animation of all three. I love the characters of all three. The fights, the story, like all three are just so unbelievably good. And the fact that they had such like long runs makes sense. And it's kind of like can other animes have that longevity? Because like these were just like they still like 2 decades later and they're still hitting. You know what I mean? Like that's impressive.
Dude, you're so right. I've always been a huge fan of all three of them, and like just like anything else, like you can have your critiques or like aspects of the
Yeah.
shows that you don't like, but
Hmm.
when it's running for 15, 20 years, you know what I mean? It's like not everything's going to be perfect or paced correctly, but I feel like Bleach absolutely knocked it out of the park. I forget Perot Studio, I think they absolutely crushed the animation too. So it's really nice to get kind of like because you see it with One Piece how it's like progressed and stuff since the beginning, like how
Hmm.
much love and how popular and how well animated it is now. It was really really nice to get that for Bleach as well.
I was gonna say the only thing I'm kind of hating is got the ads on Hulu, so like that sucks. But other than
Dude,
that,
so true, so true.
I have to go from Crunchyroll to Hulu, and it's like, ugh, you know what I mean? So it's like, all right,
Disney.
like, yeah, like, dude, why can't you just put it on Disney Plus then? Because then we won't have ads, you know what I mean? But no, but for some reason, Disney doesn't do any of their anime on Disney Plus. For some reason, in the United States, it's only on Hulu, but outside the United States, all their anime is actually on Disney Plus. Which I don't know
That
why
is
they do that. Yeah.
probably some ratings or channel thing. I don't know. That is weird.
I have no idea, but hey, anime is absolutely bodying. This is an amazing start to the season. Again, check out Link. You know what I mean? It's pretty good. But anyways, Solo Leveling's gonna be awesome. Fate looks absolutely awesome. If you've seen like the novels or whatever, like and you understand it, it's gonna be even better. But like if you don't, try to keep up with us. I'm gonna watch a video and I'll explain it next week or something. But it looks like it's gonna be amazing as well. There's a lot of great animes coming out, but I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. And that is it. We'll see you guys next week. That is it. Later. Peace.